Peter Altenburg. I'm 40 years old. I've been in the industry for almost 20 years now.
And you're involved with two bars?
Two bars, yes, Guild and Holmens Kanal. And yeah, I've been... Guild is now almost 13 years old, and Holmens Kanal opened 2 years ago. And probably more stuff to happen very soon. So yeah, I'm happy.
Is that a teaser?
Well, it could be. I mean, together with my two partners, we are always looking at new stuff to do, and I think that there are some market openers, stuff that haven't been covered yet, or needs some other kind of enthusiasm that we might want to bring to the industry. So
maybe we'll cover that later on.
Yeah, definitely.
But how did it all start? You mentioned you've been in the industry for 20 years.
Yeah. I started bartending during my studies as interpreter and translator at CBS. So I have a master degree in English, and to cover my expenses I need to work, of course, and I started as a bartender, or barback actually, at a bar called Dakota, where Bar 25 is located now. And after a period of time I started working with a girl at CBS, and we started doing cocktail nights. So every Thursday we would do discounted cocktails in price. And she was educated in Manhattan, so she kind of brought the whole aspect of cocktail bartending to me. And she was actually the girl that I opened the Guild with 13 years ago. And
it's been 13 years.
13 years, yeah. Yes. And when she got kids, she wanted out of it, so I just stayed in the bar, and yeah, still here, still rocking the place. So I worked at Rust for 3 or 4 years. They had a cocktail bar at that time. I did consulting for other bars, so not only in Copenhagen but across the country. And on top of that, I was engaged with the European Bartender School.
How was it when you started out back in, like 13 years ago? Mm-hmm. How did the scene look like back then? Was there any scene?
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, there was a cocktail scene, but I think that one of the best arguments for opening Guild was that we didn't have a cocktail bar back then. I mean, there was obviously Mexi Bar, and they are still doing the same that they did those 15 years ago, and they're good at that. K-Bar opened just around when we did our business plan and everything, and she's doing a hell of a job as well. So that was basically the only two places, apart from a few hotel bars, and there was a market for a real cocktail bar. But what we did back then was very different to what we do now, obviously.
What was the best-selling drink back then?
Without a doubt, mojito. Without a doubt. And then quite quickly after that, the whole Sex and the City crave and craze started with Cosmopolitans and Manhattans as well. But people didn't even really know what a Manhattan was. So when the film hit the cinemas, it was like people coming into the bar, and we had done Cosmos for quite a while at that time already, and doing it with not too much juice in it, so it was quite boozy and stuff that people were not they were not used to drinking hard alcohol in that sense. So we had a lot of drinks coming back because they were not juicy enough, of course. Manhattan was totally unpalatable for all guests, even guys. They were like, well, it's not supposed to taste like this, is it? So it was a very different ball game back then. But mojito was definitely the best-selling drink. Mm-hmm.